And then going back to our exercise steps, is it? Oh, my head's on it. There we go. Oh, I wonder how I can move my head so you guys can't see. Aha! Look, I can move my head up and down. Bet you can't move your head up and down. All right, everybody, I think we are live. Hi, I am Margie Remmers-Davis with Fast and Easy QBO, and this is our weekly live stream inside our Facebook group, which is free to join, which is QBO Gym Locker Room, where we get together and we have hands-on practice using QuickBooks Online. If you have been around for a while, then you know that we have been having major technical issues. This is the second live stream I've done on this new system. And so I am excited to see if things are going to get smoothed out today and how it's all going to work. So we are delighted to have you. If you are watching the recording live, then that means you're inside our Facebook group, and you got an email last night with all of the information about what we're covering today. And if you are watching the recording, then of course the link is below. We'd love to have you join us live in the future. So let's talk about a couple of things. First of all, this week on my YouTube channel, I went over a new modern view, which is kind of a new thing that they are doing with reports. So a while back, they started having this little button when you would go in to run reports that would say like try modern view. Now I've noticed that button has kind of disappeared, but the other day I was using some reports and I noticed that for these particular reports, it was already the modern view. So I got to play around with it. I got to look at it, and I created a video just this past week, a couple of days ago, that's on my YouTube channel that covers it. But I thought I would just run through it live with you right now so that you could see how it works. So Joel is going to post in the group. He's already posted in the chat how to access the comments, the chat, so that you can interact with me. Because otherwise, if you make comments, then I can see it, but I can't see who you are. And I'm looking in my monitor and noticing I'm wearing my little Happy St. Patrick's Day necklace. This is not Kelly Green, but it's the only piece of green jewelry that I have. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. All right, so he has posted in there how you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and then, of course, have access to that video. But let's talk just briefly, before we get into our main topic today, let's just go over briefly this new modern view. Okay, so let me see if I can remember how to switch here to, there we go. Here I am, switched to my desktop. Let's see, I have to click a thing, I guess. Okay, so here I am in my QBO account. This is, they're starting to fill this out. This is kind of interesting, like notices up here. I also posted in the Facebook group the other day, in case you missed it, a little thing about this new quiz. If you have taken the basic level certification course, then you know about the new client checklist, which is a tool that Intuit provides for you to help your clients know which subscription level which subscription level would be best for them. Okay, so they really push this new client checklist. It's on the test. But I noticed today that, or yesterday, I noticed they have this new thing, which is you can do a quiz and figure out what is the best subscription level. So play around with that when you have a chance. All right, so here I am in my QBO account. I am going to access the sample company. If you are watching this live, then you should know all about how to get a free QBOA account. You should know about how to access the sample company. If you're watching the recording, of course, all that good stuff is going to be down below. All right, so here I am inside of my sample company, and we'll just give it a second more to load, and then we're going to go on the left navigation bar here. We're going to go to reports. All right, there it is. All right, wake up, sample company. Okay, here we go. Reports. My goodness, it just does not want to be responsive today, does it? Okay, it's thinking. It's up here thinking. Okay, so here are all of our reports, and this new modern view is not available on the, it's not available on all of reports, but the ones that I noticed it were the transaction list by customer and the transaction list by vendor. So we're going to click on transaction list by customer. And you'll notice that it is very different from what you're used to seeing on a report. In fact, let me go back to reports and pull up a different report. Let me just pull up the profit and loss. So here up at the top, this is what you're used to seeing when you build a report. Here's just the profit and loss. But when I go to the transaction list by customer, or I could do this on transaction list by vendor. Come on, wake up. All right, you'll notice it looks quite a bit different, and you can always click here to switch to the classic view. Okay, so so I could go back to this, but let's just take a look at what this is. The screen just went blank. Is that what happened for anyone else? I don't know. I don't think so. Yikes. Also, don't forget to register with eCam so that I can see who you are when you leave a comment. Okay, so the transaction list by customer, you'll notice there's no data here, so that's just because this is the sample company and it automatically defaults to this month to date. So I'm going to change the date range here. One thing that's different with the classic view and the modern view is that there is no all dates selection. So in a lot of our training, I'm always having you go and select all dates just so that you can have some data in the sample company, but that option is not here. So for our purposes, we're just going to go select the bottom one, which is the last 12 months. By the way, this is just me overviewing this because I think it's a new tool and it took me a while to figure it out. So I just thought I would spend some time telling you. I don't have a hands-on exercise for it yet, but it's on my list to create now that we have that. So sometime soon I'll create a hands-on exercise so that you can do this. But for right now, I'm just kind of showing you around. Okay. So now that we have selected last 12 months, notice what happened. In the classic view, I have to click Run Report. But now in the modern view, I don't have to. Like I just changed the dates and boom, it pulled up. So that's kind of nice. It's automatically grouped by customer. Now, it's not grouped alphabetically by customer. It's done something called hierarchy. And this is kind of a new concept to me. I don't know what that means. But right here, this group button, you see there's a little number 1 there, so it's got one thing that it is grouped by, and you can see here customer name hierarchy. So if I selected just to customer name, then it will put it in, I thought it would put it in alphabetical order, but I guess it didn't. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but I can clear all groups like right here, or I can hit the plus button or this little X to get rid of it. So if I clear all groups, then that means it doesn't have the little pull down, expand little arrow thing. So that's not grouped. And then I could group it by, something else, transaction type maybe. Let's see, we'll do that. And now we see all of the invoices grouped together, all of the payments, etc. Okay, so if I clear all groups, And then I can right on the report change the sort. This is another thing that you cannot do with you can't do with the classic view. Now, what's interesting about this is that the customer name, this is actually a sub-customer of Freeman Sporting Goods, so it's surprising to me that it's all by itself. But I don't know, I guess they're still working stuff out, and that's why it's not rolled out to everybody. All right, let's see. We have somebody that says, I was on the webinar yesterday, and this report you're seeing is part of a new advanced online features. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. So this is, so what was on the webinar yesterday, and what that person is referring to, actually, let's see, my new tool, I think I can put this on, I can add it to the broadcast. Oops, see, now you can see it. I was on the webinar yesterday. The webinar that this person is referring to is the In the Know webinar, which Intuit puts on almost every month. There won't be one in April, but almost every month, where they talk about new features that are coming out. I have a lot of frustrations with that webinar, but yesterday they did talk about the reports builder. There's a new custom report builder in the QBO advanced level subscription, but this is not an advanced level subscription. So this is similar to, I think they pulled it out from that same tool that they're using for the custom report builder, but this is like a report builder light that is not, it's not part of the advanced experience. So thank you for that. Let me see, how do I get that off? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So, so I started to say, so you can sort just by clicking on the column heading, which you can't do currently in reports. So that's kind of nice. We talked about grouping, and then the next thing is filter. Now, filter always means that you are taking just some of the data. It means that you're not looking at all of the data, you're just looking at some of the data. And you decide, okay, which pieces do I want? That's always what filter means whenever you're seeing it places, okay? So here I can add a filter. I can say, I only want to see ones by a particular customer. So if I can say I only want the ones that are for Amy's Bird Sanctuary, let's say, okay? And then I click out of it like this. And then again, I don't have to click Run Report. In the classic view, I have to click Done, and then I click Run Report. None of that. It just automatically does it. And I can add multiple features or multiple filters if I want. Okay, so that's the filter. You notice how it has the little 1 there, so that tells me that there's 1 filter added to this. And then the last little thing right here is customize. Now, we are used to, in QuickBooks Online, being able to customize reports. And the customizing reports looks a lot different in this modern view. So we click Customize. I can just choose Cash or Accrual. And then I have right here my layout. So I have this little eyeball that tells me, I don't want to see that column anymore, okay? Or I do want to see that column. And then I use the dots here to drag it and decide which column I want it in, okay? So I talked about switching back to classic view. Then right here, I can choose to export. Now, when I did the video last week, just a couple days ago, this little export to PDF was not there. So it's there now. So it's not on the video, but there, that's one of the things I mentioned on the video, was like, yeah, it'd be really nice to have an export to PDF. But anyway, there it is. All right. And so then, of course, you could save it as your customized reports. Now I'm going to exit out of this, and you'll notice that another cool thing about this modern view thing is it asks me if I want to save it. In the regular view, it doesn't ask me that. I just exit, and then if I forgot to save my customizations, then too bad, so sad. So anyway, all right, so I just wanted to show you that real quick because it was top of mind, and I don't know. I just thought it would be useful for you guys to see. All right. Now let's dive into the meat of what we are going to talk about today. And that is, well, first of all, the QBO Gym. So just today, we launched our new course, which is a monthly subscription to what we call the QBO Gym. Every month, so you can see here, this is the March issue. Every month, we have there are 4 categories of groups of exercises: warm-ups, cardio, strength training, and cool down. Warm-ups are and this gives you a simulated experience of actually being a bookkeeper. So these are the things that you are going to do. You are a bookkeeper for Craig's Landscaping, and you sit down and you do each of these different things. So each group of exercises, so these are all a group of exercises. There's a little video here, which I realized this morning I should have learned how to play a video for you, because I don't know how to do that on a live stream. I know it's a thing. But anyway, so there's a little animated video that tells the story of what is happening in Craig's business. After the little video, there is a little 3-question quiz. In this particular scenario, Craig has decided to sell gift cards, and so he sold some gift cards, and he redeemed. A customer came in and redeemed the gift cards. So the question. So now we have a 3-question quiz. What do you know what to do? And it's just there's nothing like, this is not related to the certification test or anything like all of our other courses are. This is just to test, for you to test yourself to see if you know the answers. And once you do this little quiz and you submit it, then you will get an explanation. So the first question is, what kind of account will you use to keep track of Craig's gift cards? And so this is just testing yourself. You would answer the question, and then do you guys know? Do you want to put it in the chat? Do you know what it should be when he sells the gift cards? So the answer is liability. So if you would answer this liability, and then it'll tell you why that is the correct account. So there's always kind of a little thing about that. And then there are a bunch of exercises for all of the different things. So he received, in this scenario little video, he also received some checks, which were payments on invoices. And so you could go up here, you actually download the checks, and then you would process them in this exercise. You would mark all of the invoices as paid with those checks. And then in this one of the cases, you actually have to go deposit them. So there's all of the, and then later you have to process bank feeds, and then you send out invoices, and you process expenses. And every month, in addition to, so that's warm-ups, and then you do all the stuff. And then there's also a strength training, which is learning going deep dive on a particular feature of QuickBooks Online. So in the March issue, we learned about project tracking, and Craig has a client, Whitney, who runs a wedding. She's a wedding planner, and so he's doing some projects for Wendy's customers. So he has these 2 different weddings, and you can see all of the stuff that you have to process, all of the, I don't know if it has an estimate in it, but what the invoice is, and the actual time that he's tracking, and what his profitability was for each of the different weddings that he worked on. Okay. And then last, in cool down, we always reconcile the accounts, and we run some reports, and you always learn a new type of report that Craig is going to need that month. Okay. So that is the QBO Gym. Joel has put it in the chat. We just launched it officially today. We have had a small group of what I call my power team using it and giving me feedback, and that's why we have a couple issues out there already that you can use. You can access them forever. So here you could click on a table of contents to see all of the gym exercises in case you ever want to go back to them. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we are going to walk through our gift card exercise. This is the same if you are familiar with any of our exercises, whether it's for the certification courses, whether it's for the Pro Advisor challenges that are inside your QBO account, or they're exercises based on feedback that I have requested. So anyway, so you can get a copy. You can get the QBO Gym. You can try it out for free for 7 days, do all of the exercises, see if you like it, see if you want to keep going and get an issue every month with all of this stuff. One of the number one question people ask me is how long it takes. So each issue takes about 3 to 4 hours to complete. So if you do an hour a weekend, then you're golden and you actually get what we say on-the-job experience without having a job. Okay, so today we are going to be walking through this exercise right here, which is all about processing those gift cards. And if you're on the call live today, you Joel just put the link in the chat. So you can access this particular exercise for free today without signing up for anything. If you're watching the recording, the only way to get this is to sign up for the QBO Gym and do the free trial account and check it out, see what it's like. All right, so let's get started. All right, so here we are, and we're starting in the sample company. As I mentioned, you should already know how to access your free QBOA account, how to access the sample company, links below, all that good stuff. So let's read our scenario. Craig has decided to offer $50 gift cards and sold 3 of them to Rego Travel Agency. Already, one of Rego's customers, Oliver Weiss, used one to purchase some pest control services. How would you set this up in QBO? So as you can see, there's going to be several steps. Okay, so the first step is we're going to have to set all of this up. So we're going to have to set up the gift cards as a thing that we sell in QBO. Then here we have the sale. So the actual sale of the gift cards to Rego Travel Agency. And then Rego Travel Agency gave their gift cards away, maybe as, customer bonuses or Christmas presents or whatever. And then one of those people came and redeemed that gift card. And so we have this redemption. And then we're going to talk at the end just about kind of the whole gift card process, how that all works. Okay. All right, so let's talk first about our setup. First, you will need to set up the gift cards as a product that Craig sells. Let's see how to do that. Okay, step 1, we're going to click the gear icon and select products and services. So I'm going to go back to my sample company, click the gear icon and select products and services right here. While that's loading, we'll go on to step 2. We're going to click the green new button, not the arrow next to it. Let me just get rid of that tab there. Okay, so here is my new button. Going back to the exercise, we have step 3. We're going to click non-inventory. So this is a thing that he sells, but he's not keeping track of how many he has at any given time. So going back to our exercise, steps 4 and 5. Step 4, in the name field, enter gift card. In the description, enter $50 gift card. And in the sales price rate, enter 50. Okay, so we're going to call it a gift card. In the description, we're going to say $50 gift card. In the sales price rate, we're going to call it 50. Okay, now step 5. Well, let's read this note here. Note that you will have to create an account that holds the total value of the gift cards. Even though you'll be entering it in the income account field, you will create it as a liability account. So this is what we covered in the little quiz. This is because Craig still owes the work to the customer until the gift card is used. Okay, so this is what's called unearned income. Like he hasn't actually done anything yet. So and it's a liability. It's because he still owes that. He still owes that work. Oops. All right, so in the income account field, use the drop down and select Add New. Okay, you might have to scroll up to see that. Okay, so here we're going to click this little button. We're going to scroll up to Add New. Okay, going back to our exercise. Step 6, in the account type field, select Other Current Liabilities. In the detail type field, select Other Current Liabilities. So we have to do that twice. In the name field, enter gift card liability, then click Save and Close. Okay, so Other Current Liabilities right here. Other Current Liabilities right here. Gift card it's always a challenge for me to type on live streams. All right, somebody said hello. Hello, I don't know who you are because you have to fill out the eCam thing. All right, let's see. And then I think we just hit Save and Close. Yes. Okay, so now hit Save and Close. Okay, so moving on to step 7. Notice that QBO recognizes you were setting up gift cards and knows that they are not taxable until they are redeemed. Okay, so the gift cards themselves are not taxable. So notice right here, QBO has a little thing that says, little smart thing that says this item might have special tax considerations. Select Confirm to apply our suggestion or skip to remove it. Okay, so gift cards that aren't taxable, until redeemed. Can't read that whole thing, but yes, we're going to say yes. This is a gift card. It's not taxable until they are redeemed. Hello, somebody said, hi, Margie. I learn a lot from the live streams. Thank you. I don't know who you are because you have to click the eCam thing. Joel, if you would post that in the chat again so that people know and then they can register so I know who you are and I can say hi back. All right. And I'm glad that you learn a lot from the live streams. All right. I'm glad that our technical difficulties maybe, knock on wood, I don't have any wood in here. Yes, on my desk, knock on wood to make sure hopefully our technical issues have been figured out. All right. So I think we are at Save and Close. Yes. Okay. Save and Close. Okay. Now this is a little weird in the sample company. Despite the fact that you just confirmed that this is a non-taxable item, for some reason this does not take in the sample company and you will need to select it again. Okay, this should not happen in a real life scenario, but of course it's always a good idea to check. Okay, so we're going to locate the new gift card item in the products and services list, then click Edit. Okay, so let's take a look at that in the sample company. So I'm going to scroll here to find the gift card. Okay, so here's the gift card. Okay, and even though we just told it we didn't want it taxable, it for some reason still has it checked. And I can't just click that to turn it off. I have to actually edit it to open it up. Okay, so we're going to edit. Go back to our scenario because I have a tendency to get ahead of myself. Step 9. Now we're going to click Edit Sales Tax. Okay, Edit Sales Tax. Going back to our exercise. Step 10, we're going to select non-taxable. So scroll, there's the picture, non-taxable, and then we're going to select Done. Okay, so here we go, non-taxable. You guys can see that, right? Yep. and then click Done. Okay, going back to our exercise, step 11. Now we're going to click Save and Close. Note that this is now correct. So if I go back here, this right here is now correct. And then I can hit Save and Close. Okay. All right, so now we're done with the setup portion. Now that we've set up the gift cards as a thing that we sell, now we're going to sell them to Rego Travel Agency. Okay, so we're going to sale. Next, you will need to record the sale of the 3 gift cards to Rego Travel Agency. This will be a simple sales receipt transaction, and we'll assume that they paid with a MasterCard that was deposited directly into Craig's checking account. Okay, so going on to step 1, we're going to click Plus New and select Sales Receipt. So Plus New, then click Sales Receipt. And then going back to our exercise steps, oh, my head's on it. There we go. Oh, I wonder how I can move my head so you guys can't see. Aha! Look, I can move my head up and down. Bet you can't move your head up and down. Okay, let's get back to business here. All right, so step 2, complete the sales receipt as follows. In the customer field, select Rego Travel Agency. Let's do that first. Okay, Rego Travel Agency. Rego Travel Agency. Okay. In the payment field, select MasterCard. In the deposit to, select checking. Okay, payment method, MasterCard. Who knows how this would look different if Craig were signed up for QuickBooks Payments? Does anybody know? Do you know how it would be different if Craig were signed up for QuickBooks Payments? Dun, 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 dun. Give you a second to answer. Nobody knows. All right. So and this is pretty cool, if Craig had QuickBooks Payments, then you could actually charge the card right here on the sales receipt. Okay. Very cool. And everyone should be signed up for QuickBooks Payments. Make sure you are signed up for QuickBooks Payments as a bookkeeper, and also encourage your clients to do it also. There is a small fee, but it's the same. It's market rate. It's not like they're going to charge you more for a credit card than anybody else. So if you or your client wants to check, oh, Brock signed in, and so I can see his face and his name. Yay! Thank you for doing that, for signing up for that eCam, so I can see you. This is awesome. Look, he says, here, I'm going to use my little trick here because I'm learning how to use this software. Look, if I add that, see, there you are, Brock. The live streams are so helpful. Thank you. I'm so glad. And the card options would show. That was his guess for how it would be different if it were QuickBooks, if you were QuickBooks Payments, is that you would have the ability to charge a card, and you would actually enter the number right in here. So and then if you did that, you wouldn't have to select the deposit to, because QuickBooks Payments already knows what it's being deposited to. But this is a sales company, so somebody says I'm not able to connect, but we'll try next time. You know what? We're all learning. This is only my second time on eCam, so we're all still figuring it out. A couple weeks, we are all going to be pros with this, guys. All right. So going back to our exercise, I tend to get distracted because I love you guys so much. So, all right. So here we go. In the product service field, where are we? In the deposit to field, select checking. Okay, so they paid with a MasterCard. He's got something where it just went straight into checking. Okay, so now we are going to, in the product service field, enter gift card, and in the quantity field, enter 3. Okay, so right here is we're going to say gift card. That's one we just set up in the previous step, and he sold 3 of them. Okay, so now let me scroll down a little bit so you can see. So now it is $150, and that's how much he, remember there's no tax on the gift card, so it's $150, okay? And now we're gonna click save. Oh, let me go back to my exercise. I always get ahead of myself. Step 3, click save and close. Okay, so we're gonna go here. We're gonna click the little arrow. Of course, in a real world situation, you could, if you wanted to send a copy to Rego, you could, but you don't have to. All right, so save and close, and that is our next step. Okay, so now, do I need to move my head? Let's see. Let me move my head. It's hilarious to me that I can move my head. If I can get my cursor in the right place. Here we go. Okay. All right, let me move my head. Okay, off with her head. All right, here we go. So now we're going to be doing the redemption. Okay, so now Oliver has come in and he has is redeeming. In fact, let me just read it. Finally, you'll need to record the sale. Yes, you can see it. Finally, you will need to record the sale of the pest control services to Oliver. In other words, Oliver redeemed his gift card. Okay. So we're again going to use a sales receipt to record the sale to Oliver. So here we go. Plus new and sales receipt. Okay, while that's loading, we'll go to the next step. Step 2. Oliver is a new customer for Craig. So in the customer field, enter Oliver Weiss, then click plus add new Oliver Weiss. Okay, so remember, he sold the gift cards to Rego Travel Agency. Okay, Rego then did whatever, they gave them away to their customer. So Oliver Weiss wasn't a customer for Craig until now. So that's why we're having to do this step. Okay, so we're going to go back here in the sales, in the customer. We're going to type Oliver Weiss, add new Oliver Weiss. Okay, and then step 3, there's no additional information you need to track about Oliver, so we're just going to click save. Okay, so right there, click save. Oh, I gotta keep track of my head, guys. I gotta make sure. I should move it back down, shouldn't I? Down there. This is like the thrill of my day. I'm moving my head around. Okay. Oh, guys. Okay. What did we do here? So there was nothing else new we need to track about, so we're just going to click save. Did I do that? Yes. Okay. Now, steps 4 and 5. Under pest control, under product and service, enter pest control. To apply the gift card, under product and service, enter, well, let me do this. Under product and service, enter pest control first. Pest control. Okay, moving myself out of the way so you can see it. Okay, pest control. Okay, now. All right, now, he is, you might think to yourself, oh, he paid with a gift card, okay? But if we are not going to put it here in payment method, because if we did that, there would be 2 things wrong. One is that it would not subtract from the liability account, okay? So which is what we need to do. And then second, a gift card may or may not cover the entire thing. So in our case, it's going to, but let's say he bought $100 worth of products, okay? And he had $50 that he applied the gift card for $50 of that. Well, what happens? How does he pay for the other $50? He's going to have to put it on a credit card or write a check or give you cash or whatever. So that's what this is. So this is going to be the actual money that he received for the transaction. So for the gift card, we want it to come out of that liability account. So we want that liability account to not be showing anymore, okay? Or we want to take it out. Okay, so here we're going to enter it as a product or service gift card. Okay, and now he didn't spend all $50. He only spent $35 of it, and it's a negative $35. Okay, so negative 35. That's going to be I don't know, I'm not an accountant, a credit or a debit, I don't know, out of the liability account. The point is it's coming out of the liability account. He no longer owes that. Okay, so we put in negative 35, and that now covers the entire cost of the gift card. So this payment method, nothing, you don't have to put anything else there because that's not covered. I mean, he doesn't have to pay anything. If he needed to pay more, that's when you would use that. Okay. All right, going back to the gift cards. Let's see. Let's read this. Okay, to apply the gift card, under product service, enter gift card, but as a negative balance. In the rate field, enter negative 35. That's what we just did. Note that the negative balance accomplishes two things. First, it reduces the amount of the sales receipt. In this case, pest control service is now only $35, so Craig got his entire service paid for. Okay, so it reduced the amount of the sales receipt. The second thing it did was it reduced the amount in the gift card's liability account, so there is less Craig now owes. Okay, so how do you know how much Craig has on his gift card to apply to the sale? How does Oliver know how much he has left to spend? That we're going to cover that next. For right now, we're just going to click Save and Close. Okay, so here's our little picture. This is their service. This is our negative amount right here, and then Save and Close. That's what we just did previously. Okay, so now we're going to hit Save and Close. All right, so let's move on to our final thoughts. Okay. You will likely notice that there are several things missing from this scenario. I'm sure you guys have all used gift cards in your life before, right? So maybe as a user of gift cards, you would think, So in here I talk about, how do you know how much is left on Oliver's gift card? After all, you sold it to Rego, not to Oliver, right? So you might keep track of how much Rego has in gift cards, but when it's one step removed from you, how do you keep track of that? And I say here, that's pretty typical. You don't usually buy gift cards for yourself. And so Rego probably didn't buy the gift cards for themselves, right? And then how does Oliver know how much he has left to spend? When you use a gift card, you being the bookkeeper that I'm talking to, when you use a gift card, you typically see on the receipt how much is left, but that's not going to be on Oliver's receipt. At any time, you can use a balance sheet report to see how much is left in the gift card liability in total. Okay, so let's actually do that. So we're going to go back here to the sales company. We're going to go to reports. We're going to go to the balance sheet. Okay, and if I scroll down to my liability accounts, here is my gift card liability. So right now, there is $115 still in the liability account. That's $115 worth of products and services that Craig owes to somebody. That's why it's in the liability. If you click on this number, 115, then it'll show you the individual transactions. Okay, so here is when the amount went into the liability account. When you sold those gift cards, that $150 went into the liability account. Okay, and then it came out of the liability account when Oliver used it. It's no longer an unearned income. It's now Craig doesn't owe that anymore because he paid it in pest control services. So this is how much is left in that liability account. But this doesn't tell you for the individual cards, okay? Let's go back and read this, okay? So at any time, you can use a balance sheet report to see how much is left in the gift card liability in total, which is what we just did, but that doesn't tell you how much is on an individual card. QBO simply doesn't track that level of detail. Rather, this is the perfect time to use a third-party app that would integrate with QBO, talk to your client about their plans and needs going forward. And some people have asked me if I have any recommendations. No, I do not. Sorry, that's not what I do. But but that's definitely, a thing. If they're going to use gift cards, then that's going to be part of your job. Is you're going to go out and you are going to you're going to find an app that works, and maybe you'll post in Facebook groups and say, hey, does anybody have any suggestions? But if you want that level of detail, then that's what you would have to do. So what I was showing you is just kind of a cursory way to handle gift cards in QuickBooks Online. All right, so that is our exercise for today. And if you are not a member of the gym, you can, and you want to save this exercise for later, this is the only time you're going to get it for free, is on the live stream. So grab it now. If you are not a member of the gym and you are watching the recording, then you can always sign up, get your free trial. This particular exercise was in the warm-ups section of the March 2023 issue. And if you want practice exercises like this all of the time, if you want them delivered to your inbox once a month, you can join the gym. And if you want access to free hands-on exercises, then you can join the Facebook group, because in addition to getting them here on the live stream, we also have a spreadsheet. Currently has close to 100 hands-on exercises doing different things in QuickBooks Online. All right, let's see. Oh, Karen. Oh, let's see. Karen says Square works very. Oh, I've got all these comments. Okay. Karen says Square works very well. So that would be, so Karen, they have a gift card option in Square. Is that what you mean by that? Because Square is just a payment processor and you can get it integrated. All right, let's see. Oh, this is so exciting. All these comments. Okay. If he offered different dollar levels, let me just add this to your screen because I'm learning how to do this, Diana. If he offered different dollar levels, would each dollar amount need to be set up? For example, $50, $100, $200. You could do it either way. You could set up a product and service for each individual card if you wanted to, but they're all going to go. It just depends on how much he would want to track. That's, guys, this is the thing. I'm going to take you off here because, okay. So here is the thing, is there are so many options, and really everything that you do in QuickBooks Online is determined by reporting. Like everything is all about reporting, is what level of detail do you want to see? Is it important to Craig to know how many of the individual types of cards that he's tracking? Then yes, you would want to set it up as individual products and services. But if that doesn't matter to him, then you wouldn't have to do that. You could set up gift cards as a category in products and services and then have each individual type its own one. There's just so many options. You have to have a good relationship with your business owner so you know what they want to track, and you have to have a good relationship with their accountant so you know what they want to see at the end of the year. All right, let's see. Other questions? Is the gym good for newly certified basic only bookkeepers? Absolutely. Absolutely. The gym is for anybody, whether you're certified or not. Yep. We go over everything step by step, like you just saw. And there's a whole range of exercises. So from the basic things like just creating a sales receipt to doing a basic bank reconciliation. Every issue has some kind of troubleshooting that you have to figure out. And there is a training on a particular issue. This gift card is just a tiny portion of this entire issue. In fact, the strength training issue for March was projects I mentioned earlier about the Whitney's wedding planning, or whatever. So keeping track of that. So yes, it's for all levels, whether you are certified or not. Doesn't, and the gym does not currently have payroll. So yeah, so absolutely, whoever that was. All right, let's see. Can you mention QB payments again, especially where to find additional information? So I cannot show you because it's not in the sample company. But let's see. If you go into a real account, so if you go into just your QBOA account or a client's account, then one of the tabs here, oh, you're not seeing this. Sorry, let me switch it up. Oh, and I got to move my head again. Margie's head is always in the way. Okay. Okay, so what I did was I clicked, here, I'll do it again. I clicked the gear icon and I went to account and settings. And on the left-hand side in a real account, so either your QBOA account or your client's account, you will have a tab that says payments. And payments, QB payments, QuickBooks payments, is it's just a credit card merchant, some merchant services account, in the same way that if your client wants to accept credit cards anywhere, they have to apply for a merchant account somewhere. So, and QuickBooks Payments is just one of those ways that you can collect payments. And what's so cool about it is that it is automatically integrated with QuickBooks Online. So what I was saying earlier, for a sales receipt, if I go back here and I go to a sales receipt, if you have QuickBooks Payments, then right here under payment method, for either both ACH, so that would be an automatic withdrawal from the debit account, or a credit card, you can just put in their account information or their credit card number right there, and the sales receipt will actually charge the card. And that's pretty cool. And then also when you send invoices, let me see, I'm not sure in the sample company if you'll be able to see it. When you send an invoice, there is a little box right here that says what payments you can accept for the invoice. So if you're set up with QuickBooks Payments, they can pay an invoice with a credit card just right through QuickBooks. And there's a little box right here that says, whether you accept debit, whether you accept credit, and they just get the invoice, they just pay it. The fees are automatically put in QuickBooks Online. It's just so easy. And you guys as bookkeepers, this is how you need to be charging your clients. Let me go back to the sales receipt. You need to, as a bookkeeper, whatever your flat monthly fee is, and hopefully nobody is charging by the hour, your flat monthly fee is, you're going to have that set up as a sales receipt to automatically charge your client's card or do a debit every month as a recurring sales receipt. Now, I don't have it pulled up. Darn it. Usually I do this, but today for some reason, because I'm doing new stuff, dang it, I don't have the exercise. If you're in the locker room, which you have to be in the locker room if you're on this live, then in the locker room, there's the spreadsheet of exercises. So one of the exercises in there is doing a recurring sales receipt. And I talk about QuickBooks Payments And I actually have pictures in there from a real account, like what it looks like. So go back and do that, because that's super valuable. In fact, maybe I will cover it next week. Actually, let me do that. Joel, can you just make a note to us for next week's live stream to go over that exercise and QuickBooks payments, because that's super, super important for you guys for your bookkeeping business. Okay, let's see. What else? Thank you, Kelly. All right. I think that's all of the questions that I have that I see showing up in the live stream. Did I mention? Oops. I'm already set up for QuickBooks payments, but I did not realize what it was called. This is how I get paid from clients. Excellent. Yes. And your clients can sign up for clients can sign up for it too. I highly recommend. It doesn't cost anything. I mean, there's a fee for when you process a charge, but there's no like annual fee. There's no like monthly requirement, nothing. Aw, somebody who did not sign with eCam says, I'm amazing. I love the help that you're so willing to give us. Aw, I love you too. I'm grateful that you are here. And I just, it's such a joy. It's just such a joy to me to be able to help you guys. Like, anyway. All right. Happy St. Patrick's Day. There's my little St. Patrick's Day charm. All right. I think that's it, guys. And of course, anytime if you have any questions, reach out to support@fascinatingqbo.com, and I will see you next week. Thank you, guys. I love you too. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon.